Hello and welcome to TechHub.training. This is the Tableau solution for One for the Ages. Thanks for joining. Let's jump in. Here we have our replicated AR aging report, our AFT estimate, and we are good. We found that our difference of 14,000 is less than the 30,000 threshold, which we needed to meet to say that no more testing is required. Amazing. Let's see how we did this. So with our AR aging report, we connected to our AR aging report sheet and we filtered where the date paid is null. That means the invoice has not yet been paid. It is outstanding or it is a receivable. And from that, we can create a date due calculation, which takes our invoice date, the date of our invoice date, converting the date time to a date, and adding 30 days. That means that the date the invoice is due is 30 days after the invoice date. From there, we can do a year-end calculation, which just gives us the 12/31 date to reference in our next calculation, which is days outstanding, which takes the year end minus the date due. That should give us the days in between the year end and the date due. That's the days outstanding or the days overdue. Now at that point, we can create our aging buckets calculation, which is if the days outstanding is less than 0, that means that the days outstanding gave us something negative, which makes sense if it's subtracting the year end date minus something in January, for example, gives us a negative days in between because the invoice is not yet due. It's current. We'll call that current. Else, if the days outstanding is less than or equal to 30, then call that 1 to 30, and so on. And once we've created those aging buckets, we can put those onto columns, the customers onto rows, give our grand totals, and here we have our replicated AR aging report. Awesome. That's step 1 of the problem. Now, to get our AFT estimate, we have to multiply these values by the percentages that we estimate will be uncollectible. We'll go to our AFTA estimate tab, and let's dive into our AFTA estimate calculation. Here we've said if the aging bucket is 1 to 30, multiply that by 1%. Multiply the next one by 5%, 15%, 50%, 90%. Those are the percents we think that those buckets will be uncollectible. Once we've done that, we get a value of 131,311. Our stated amount was 116. That stated amount calculation just plugs in our 116,388 number because the client just gave that to us, and our computed difference is the difference between the two. Now, why did I need to sum the AFTA estimate? Because we don't want to give the computed difference for each invoice. We want to take the aggregate of all the invoices, get the estimate of that, and then subtract it by our stated amount. That gave us 116,388, and when we compute the difference, it's 14,923. That is within our 30,000 threshold, which means there's no more testing required. And so, just for fun, I made an Are We Good tab, which does a calculation that says if the absolute value of the computed difference is within our threshold of 30,000, then show that we're good. Else, more testing required. Sad face. Good thing we didn't have to see the sad face, and we are good. Congratulations on completing this monthly challenge. Thanks for sticking with me, and we'll see you next time.